Hey everybody, this is Rustin with Metalholic Magazine and Access Entertainment. With us today, Kiko Loureiro. I'm always afraid I'm butchering your name every time I say it. How are you doing, brother?
Hey man, how are you doing? It's great to talk to you. Yeah, I know my name is quite difficult to pronounce.
You pronounce it for us.
It's a Portuguese family name, so Loureiro.
Loureiro. See, I'm going to butcher it just trying to say it right after you did it. But it's a beautiful name, and it matches the beautiful guitar work you do. And
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. The last time you and I spoke was on your birthday last year, and you had just performed the show that would become The White Balance. It's finally
man.
It's finally out. What took so long?
Well, it took so long because I was like touring, and I like to be really close to all the everything you have to do in the DVD afterwards. You have to, wait for the guy to edit all the images and stuff, mixing and the artwork and all this. And then, then it's, all the deals, record deals and distribution stuff. And it took a while. I did also all the music projects in between, so it was a bit hard to make it faster.
Right.
But finally, here we are, releasing the DVD. There's a good distribution. You can find on Amazon or anywhere. So it's great.
Yeah, I literally just got done watching the full thing for the second time right before you called, and I love it. It's a fantastic show. And for those who weren't here for our interview last year, you did 3 sort of distinct sets. Tell us a little bit about that show and how you decided to perform what you did.
Yeah. So it wasn't like a crazy idea. I got a date in this beautiful theater and in the Central Park of São Paulo, Brazil. So we have like this beautiful Central Park with this very nice theater. Very hard to get a date there to perform there. And they gave me a Friday there, and then I had to prepare like something special. They want me to do something special. And I always had in my mind this idea of having the Kiko that loves Brazilian music and jazz, Brazilian jazz, with the Brazilian jazz musicians. And I want to perform the Kiko rocker and metal guy, shred and stuff like that. So I just try to do a concert that I could perform both ways, both sides of Kiko there. And then also I love to play acoustic guitar, a classical acoustic guitar. So I want also to have a moment in the show a peaceful moment with a classical guitar, playing some Brazilian music, some of my compositions. So in the end, I did 3 acts, 3 sets, which is the Brazilian jazz, the acoustic set with classical guitar, and then the shred metal virtuoso style. So it was quite hard to make it happen in the one night. With 9 different musicians on stage. We changed the drummer. We have Virgil Donati. It's this amazing drummer from Australia that is based in California. Great percussionists and, 2 Cuban, 1 Cuban percussionist and 1 Cuban pianist. So it was quite challenging to make it happen with all these people.
Well, it turned out amazing, as I said. And, when you talk about doing an acoustic set, it's very different than we think of here in America, because you actually go old school with the nylon strings to really get that beautiful flavor.
Yeah. I'm not doing like the acoustic MTV kind of thing. It's just like me and the acoustic guitar. That's it. And the classical, the old style, which is like the Spanish and Brazilian style, You have the flamenco, you have the bossa nova. This tradition, that's pretty much the Brazilian tradition. And I love that, and I grew up listening to this kind of music and practicing. And it's quite different than playing electric guitar, It's
Right.
it's very challenging for me, and I like to accept, these challenges. And it's hard because you're naked on stage, You're like, it's you in one instrument, there's no distortion, no delays, no drums, no effects. It's just you and a pure acoustic guitar is quite demanding to make it happen, you know.
Right, you can't.
But I love it. But I love it, you know. So.
Yeah, and it turned out, like I said, wonderfully. And you know, I'm honest about the fact that I've never been a huge instrumental fan. You know, I like songs with lyrics and vocals and everything. But what you've done here, and what you do on all your albums, but what you've especially done here with this live package, is bring in so many flavors, so many different ideas that you don't even need the vocals. It's just such an experience just to.
Oh, thank you.
To swim in it, if you will. So, now, is there any significance to the title, The White Balance?
Well, yes. First, the thing is, we have the white balance, you know, the three colors that makes the white balance, the red, blue, and green, the RGB, right? You see in the TVs and stuff, right? But, so it's combining all the ideas, like, we normally say, talk about, you know, like the music is dark or the music is bright. We always use colors. They call synesthesia, right? You use colors to represent something tangible. That's music. So first of all, I want to have colors to represent the music, because there on stage, as you said, I try to play all kinds of flavors in music. So all colors, you know, all the colors I can bring to people. So that's the white balance. The white is all the colors together. Nice. That's what makes white. When you have the white balance, is the pure colors, no filter, you know. So representing me on stage, playing what I play, everything that I know, you know, all the styles that I know, the other styles that I like. And then I did 3 movements, 3 acts, which represents the red, which is the metal virtuoso, shred, you know, rock. The blue, which is the peaceful acoustic moment, and the green, that's the Amazon green, the Brazilian, you know, forest, the music from Amazon, the music from Brazil. So that's the 3 colors that represents the white balance. So basically, this whole on the cover, I have my picture with these 3 colors, the red and green and blue, representing the 3 acts, the 3 styles of music that I'm playing live. No filter, you know, no makeup. So that's the concept behind that. And on top of that, I have the albums, you know, the DVDs released all over the world, right?
Right. So
mainly in Brazil or Japan. So I always I have in all my titles, I try to find an easy English, you know, like some easy words. I cannot do like something, you know, as an easy English. So like the white, the color names, easy for people to pronounce and to understand the meaning, you know. The balance is the same, you know.
Right.
So I always try to, my titles, to find like an easy English that a Brazilian guy, like a Colombian guy, a Spanish guy, a Japanese, a Chinese would understand and know the meaning. And anyone that has a camera, they know they have the white balance, you know, like button there to choose. So it's a English that everybody's kind of familiar, you know. If you do like some complex name of the album, so it's a bit complicated. So I have this thing also. And the last thing, I want to have white on the name, on the color of the artwork as well, because the theater is a very well-known theater and really high prestige in Brazil. And the architect is like the best well-known in Brazil, super famous. And then all his art is white.
Oh wow!
So he's very Scandinavian style, like very white. Everything is white. All his constructions are white. So I wanted to represent that as well, you know, because the theater is like is a piece of art from the 50s, you know. It's like it's a monument in Brazil. So I wanted to have the same color, you know. So all this it came with the name, The White Balance.
Wow, there was a lot of thought put into that name, clearly.
You know, and you know where I had the idea? Because I was like thinking, I have to have a name with white. I don't know what. And then I went to watch the Death Metal show, right? Mm-hmm. I was in LA. Right. I went to the TV set to, you know, with some friends and some people from the crew there, and to watch the show. And then suddenly somebody says, yeah, the white balance now. Let's do the white balance for the cameras. I said, yes, that's the name. So sometimes these insights just come, and then it all makes sense. The three colors of the white balance, and the three acts, and the green for the Brazilian music, the red for the rock, and the blue for the peaceful acoustic moment.
Right.
So that all makes sense.
It all came together so well, and of course you did give us a nice array of tracks from the new album that came out last year, Sounds of Innocence. So it was a beautiful.
It was a great moment to play with Virgil Donati. Felipe is the bass player, is a great musician as well, and I had the chance to add the percussionist. There are like a few songs with the percussionist. And then 2 songs that had 2 percussionists. One in the percussion set, the other one with me playing, standing just by my side, and then very Brazilian, dressed in white. And I wanted to bring this cultural thing, from Brazil, from our music. Although I'm a rock guy,
Right.
And then but I like that, to have some, I'm a big fan of Carlos Santana. And I really like or Aldi Meola or Carlos Santana, but this authentic, trying to create some experience a bit different and very original and very authentic. As I am Brazilian, why not bringing these elements to the rock that is very universal? So I think it was really cool to have Virgil Donati, like a Australian guy, playing drums with the 2 percussionists, and me there. So
Absolutely.
It was fun.
Well, last year we also talked about Angra and what was going to happen there, and it looks like you guys are going to be back in the studio this fall, finally working on the new album. What can you tell us?
Exactly, yeah. So that was one of the reasons, like my DVD also, we need time, because we did a DVD with Angra as well. Last year too, in a show. Then it's totally different. It's not a theater. It's like a proper live show. The people standing, a lot of people in a big stage. And then last month we went to Sweden to record our new album, produced by Jens Bogren.
Right.
He's been doing like many great bands, Swedish bands.
Yeah, he's phenomenal.
He's phenomenal. Yeah. He's like super. Well, he's the one of the main producers nowadays, and it was good. We want to try new producers and like more modern, heavier. Yeah, so it was really good. We spent like 20 days there in Sweden with him. It's really good to work with him. And then the album's gonna be out. We're still finishing some details, some little things, some guitar solos are missing still, some backing vocals, some keyboard lines. We're still working on that. So probably until the end of September, we're gonna do the mastering, and then hopefully the end of the year, beginning next year, we're gonna release the album.
Nice. Do we have a title yet, or?
No, not yet. That's also. We have many ideas, and then now we work on the artwork as well, the concept. It's going to be really cool. I promise. All the lyrics are kind of combined. There's a story behind and stuff like that. But the title of the album is always like the last thing, have many ideas, but how to summarize all the ideas in one title. It's always very hard to find the perfect title.
Just go to another death metal show. Something will pop up.
Yeah.
So this is, Ricardo has stepped down. You have a new drummer, very young drummer, and this will also be the first record with Fabio, I believe. How has that sort of impacted the vibe of the band and the writing and recording for the new record?
It was very good. He's young and he's very talented and has all the chops and technique that's necessary for the style. So that was very easy to work in this regard, So it's always when you change the lineup, you have like this. There's the weird feeling that you don't have your friend there anymore. The person that you're so used to hang, to be with and play. Ricardo, our ex drummer, he has been playing with us many years, and then we're still big friends. There was no fight or whatever. It's just like the touring life. When you have a family,
right.
you have, sometimes it's hard, for everybody. Sometimes you just wanna, don't want to, travel that much anymore. You don't have the time. Want to spend the time with the family or do some other project.
Absolutely.
So this kind of thing, and a band is very demanding. If you have to tour, you have to compose, you have to do meetings, you have to do decisions, you have to do a lot of stuff, and then some people just get tired sometimes or want to do something else, So you have this feeling that, our friends kind of want to do something else, which is not cool. But you also have like this fresh blood, this energy of somebody new coming and want to make it happen like in the best way. So that's the feeling having like a young guy like Bruno, and then he's an amazing drummer and has all this new energy in the band. So it's good. It was great.
Right.
A lot.
Well, and you had talked last year about, Fabio being a guest initially, and you had talked about getting a Brazilian vocalist, but clearly you've chosen to stick with Fabio, so clearly the chemistry is working there.
Mm-hmm, exactly, yeah. After many years in the band, we started, I was like 19, and then we're like being, more than 20 years playing together.
Right.
So what really, really matters is like the chemistry, the vibe, the personal relation is really, really important, after so many years. So the vibe with Fabio was great, and then we just kept doing and more shows, and people wanted to see us more, and then, just happened, It was very natural, organic, natural, Right. And then, okay, let's do a new album. And then he was there with us. He suggested some melodies. He was listening to our ideas. And then we did some jamming with acoustic guitars in the hotels, like doing the tours. And why not? The guy's like he's an amazing singer. He's very easy, he's very experienced. He has been touring and playing with several bands for many years too. So he knows how the way it is. So it just happened to be like that. So we're very happy.
Right. Now you just announced that you're going to be taking part in a Randy Rhoads tribute coming up this fall.
Okay.
You just announced also that you're going to be taking part, I believe, in a Randy Rhoads tribute concert.
Yeah, I did in January at the NAMM show. It happened the first Randy Rhoads tribute, Randy Rhoads Remembered concert, and it was amazing. Brian Tichy, he's a White Snake drummer. He kind of organized the Bonzo Bash with a tribute to John Bonham. And then we had Rudy Sarzo playing bass, Nono Betancourt, Cuz G, like many great guitarists. I can,
Right.
Would take and then have like the original equipment from Randy Rhoads. The Randy Rhoads family came, the brother, the sister, the family came. A lot of great guitarists. We did that in January in California, and then they are touring, and they toured the East Coast, I think, this year. Mm-hmm. I was not there. I couldn't make it because the schedule. But now they're coming to Brazil, and then luckily I would be here too to do like some stuff for Angra. So I just gonna stay another week, and we're gonna do a few shows here. It's gonna be amazing. So it's a great idea that's like starting to go internationally, traveling out all over the world. It's great. Cool. I love, and then we're playing all the first Randy Rhoads compositions in the first two albums from Ozzy, all the songs,
Well, I've heard you talk about a number of your inspirations, but I hadn't heard you mention Randy before. Has he been an inspiration for you?
Oh, definitely, yeah, for sure, yeah. Nice. Yeah, I remember listening to the first Ozzy albums a lot and trying to play the solos and stuff. And it had I was always into acoustic guitar, the classical guitar. Mm-hmm. And then he was like maybe the only guitar player that had also this acoustic nylon classical thing, Right. All the other guitar players from that time, they were all playing acoustic guitar, steel strings, or not at all interested in acoustic guitar, But Randy Rhoads was this guy that he had always these pictures of holding the classical guitar and playing some classical pieces. So it was very inspiring for me to say, oh, cool. This guy, he's just like me. He loves the acoustic, the classical thing, you know. So I was very young, of course. I was just starting to play, but it was very inspiring to follow his path, you know, with that.
Well, that's a perfect way to bring the interview full circle. So the last question then before we get out of here. Give us 3 albums that changed your life.
3 albums that changed my life. The Physical Graffiti from Led Zeppelin.
Uh-huh.
I love that album. Many other stuff from Led Zeppelin, but I could mention this one. I could say the Blow by Blow, but for Jeff Beck to choose a guitar, you know, instrumental album,
right.
Blow by Blow, because of that, I was really into rock, but because of that album, I kind of start, you know, studying deep music and going to fusion and start listening to the jazz guys or whatever, you know. So it helped me a lot. And another one, I don't know. Let me see. There's so many. It comes to my mind, like some Black Sabbath or some Power Slave from Iron Maiden could be.
You know.
When I was like a teenager, like these albums were like very important. I was like listening all the time, you know.
Right. Well, that's it. There always seem to be like 2 or 3 seminal moments, you know, that sort of change the direction that we're going or something like that. So. Well,
yeah, but of course, like when I heard for the first time, like maybe I could say like a 84 from Van Halen.
Yeah.
You know, too, because you know I was starting to play guitar and like listening to the Van Halen, and that in '84 exactly when they released that album, I was 12.
Wow.
So you know, and then maybe like '85 they're still playing the songs, and then I was like 13 and trying to understand what guitar was about. Actually, at that age, in 13, when I got my first electric guitar. Before I was playing only acoustic guitar. I didn't have an electric guitar. So I could say even more than the Iron Maiden one, like the Van Halen 1984.
Right.
It was amazing.
Awesome. Kiko, thanks again so much for taking the time to chat with us. The White Balance out now.
It's a pleasure.
Hopefully very soon, the end of the year, the beginning of next year, we'll have new Angra. And we look forward to all your many projects because you are just such a phenomenal musician and you always give us so much.
Thank you very much for the time. And when the new Angra album release, we do another one.
Sounds good. I'll talk with you soon, brother.
Okay, Rustin.
Bye.
Thank you, man. Bye-bye.